Welcome back, you lovely bunch. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you're all doing good. I'm going to try and do this without, well, in as minimum takes as possible. So far it's taken me like 16 just to say welcome back. So it's not going very well, I'm going to be honest. But what is going well is new wheel day. So when I was building the Yoeleo, I did get this very, well, actually I think it's a world exclusive. No one in the world has this set of wheels. So I can actually say this is a world exclusive look at these Yoeleo Pilot DB, CB, DB. Do you know what would be really good? It'd be really good if I could remember the name of them. World exclusive and all that. Can't remember what they're called. It's the Pilot something. So these are the Yoeleo Pilot DB50 wheels. And basically I'm going to have a little chat to you about them. I was going to give you a lot of insight about them. So I'd say, and a lot of you would agree with me, that like the biggest upgrade you can make to your bike is switching from alley wheels to carbon wheels. There's a lot of carbon wheels on the market and there's a lot of wheels to choose from. So it's like, I wouldn't say it's a minefield because like they're all decent wheels. And honestly, I'd say a lot of them do the same thing. Well, they all do the same thing. They're all round, right? And they've all got carbon rims and they've all got hubs and spokes. So what makes them so vastly different? Like why are, like for example, zip wheels like crazy expensive? And that's where brands like Yoeleo come in. Like you get a lot of, well, it's like the frame, you get a lot for your money. So I'll quickly talk you through these quickly. I don't do anything quickly. Well, apart from talk quickly, but I don't actually, it takes a very long time to get there, doesn't it? I go off on a lot of tangents. Anyway, going off on a tangent. So these come in 38mm, 50mm and 60mm in depth. And they're 27mm wide externally. So I'm not actually sure what the internal width is on these, but essentially, like, I don't know, it's probably about 23mm. You get a good profile on your tyre, so I'm running like a 28, as you can see. You know, nice 28mm tyre there. You get like a nice wide tyre, it comes up pretty wide. I should get some of those like things so you can measure how wide things actually come up. So a 38, a 50 and a 60mm deep wheel. And then they come with like carbon spokes. If you want to take it to the next level on your wheels, you go for a set of carbon spokes. Yoeleo didn't want to stop at the carbon spokes. So what they actually did is they have this carbon hub as well. So I think it's aluminium on the outside and it's got a carbon body. That's pretty cool. So all that combined, you've got like the carbon rim, carbon spokes, and like a partially carbon hub. So with all this carbon, how much do they weigh? So for a 50mm wheel set, it's about 1,350 grams. And like to put that in perspective, so I think the 45mm zips weigh 1,600 grams. And then if you were to like spend, I don't know, £2,000 on the more expensive zips that are like slightly deeper, they're still like 1,400 grams. So basically they're lighter than a set of zips. And then wheels like zip are like crazy expensive. So these are under £1,000. And so the starting price for these is £960. So essentially like that wouldn't even buy you one zip. So, and what you get for that is you get two wheels, you know, which again is like better than being able to afford one wheel. So I went for a 50mm deep wheel. It's a really good all-rounder. Like it works for pretty much like, well, everything. It's not the best in high winds, but it's not awful like a 60mm wheel. It's deep enough to get the like aero gains, I suppose, and it feels fast when you're riding it. And then with climbing, they're only 1,300 grams. So even though they're 50mm, you don't really notice that like, well, you don't really notice the depth. Sometimes with deeper wheels, you know, there is like a weight penalty for it. And with the like spokes, the hub, all that stuff, they've managed to keep the weight right down. So they're pretty good all-rounders. So that's why I like the 50mm. It's just a good all-rounder. It's good for everything. What else should I tell you about them? What do you want to know? I was going to tell you something then, I completely forgot. So they're available in quick release, through axle, like all the various different like lengths of through axle. So that's like 142, 135, and then like your standards. So they're available in all those options. They are tubeless ready, and one of the really cool features is they have like filled carbon rims. I should have taken the tyre off and actually filmed this beforehand, but when you look at the rim, there's like no holes. Well, I imagine it's been filled afterwards. But anyway, so when you set them up tubeless, there is no need for rim tape. You literally put your valves in, and then I used a set of Goodyear Eagles, just literally pop them on, bit of sealant, pump them up, and there was no air loss. There's been no like leakage. Like they've been on my bike Like, so since they set them up and put them on, it was just straight up, set up, forget about them, and now, well, yeah, now they're just rolling, running perfectly. And these days, everything has to be tubeless ready. You can't really not have tubeless ready wheels. So I'm sure, as always, I miss out a load of information about these wheels. But I'm just trying to give you the information that one, that I remember, but two, that's what's important to you. So it's like the cost, the weight, the rim width, how wide your tyre comes up. Not that I've actually, like, given you that in much detail, but it's wide enough. And like my real world experience of riding them, like I wouldn't have an issue racing on these wheels. So whether you want to race at a high level or you're a hobby cyclist or a weekend warrior or whatever it is, or however you ride, like if you're looking for a set of wheels, like definitely worth looking at the Pilots. So for those of you living like still in the past, back in the 90s, like they are available in a rim brake version. So if you do want to, I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. So I know for a lot of cyclists out there, they like having like S-Works, they like having Zip or like Envy, and they like having all that like expensive, like premium like stuff, you know, which is cool. Whatever you want to do, that's totally fine. But like not everyone can afford like £3 grand, £5 grand, like all this stuff to spend like thousands of pounds on a set of wheels that are essentially, well, one, let's be honest, they're going to be heavier, right? For your average cyclist, or for most of us, you're not going to notice a difference between like, well, you're not going to notice the difference between the wheels, are you? And so like each to their own, like, you know, whatever wheels you want to buy, whatever wheels you can afford. But do you have to spend thousands of pounds to get a high quality wheel set? I don't think so, and it's pretty obvious because Yoeleo do really well from their wheel sales. And if people are riding them all around the world, racing on them, you know, competing on them, well, they're not going to be bad, are they? I mean, let's be honest. Like, I've only ridden them a few times, and honestly, they just feel nice. They feel fast. This is my, like, go-to description for everything. Like, it feels nice, you know? Actually, there are a few things that I think are rubbish, you know, and I've said are not very good. But honestly, like, yeah, they do feel nice. The craftsmanship, the attention to detail, you know, it's like top notch. And it just shows you don't have to spend a premium amount of money to get a premium quality product, essentially. So, yeah. The Yoeleo Pilot wheels. Definitely worth checking out. I'm going to head out and go for a big ride on this weekend. And I hope you enjoyed all my like slow-mo, like kind of nice shots. I do hope those works because I did invest in a new camera and I'm just having a bit of a play with it. But hopefully it will improve the quality of our vlogs. You know, they're our vlogs because you watch them as well, see. And without you guys, there'd be no me. Anyway, yeah. Let me know what you think, you know? What are you? Are you like a Zip only, Envy only, or have you used other brands? Like, I'm always interested to find out, like, what you guys ride and what you're interested in, and, like, what do you think? What do you think? Anyway, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys very soon. Bye.